Hey friends, and welcome to this new video dedicated to Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Today we are going to talk about something really interesting, the new jingles that we will probably hear in the upcoming chapter of the game. As we all know, in every chapter of Poppy Playtime, there is always a jingle dedicated to the main mascot. It is one of the most iconic features of the game, these little musical tunes that seem so cheerful but actually hide something creepy. And in Chapter 4 this concept reached its peak, because we even got 4 jingles. So, if we follow the logic of the game, we will also have new jingles in Chapter 5. And that is where theories start. Which characters will have their own song? What secrets could the lyrics reveal? We will analyze everything together in this video. Back in October, I already talked about this topic, but now we have new clues and additional material that can help us understand the situation much better. So, in this video, we will talk about the possible new characters that could have their own jingle. But before we start, make sure to leave a like on this video because it helps me a lot and really supports the channel. And if you are new here or not subscribed yet, subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming videos about Poppy Playtime, theories, news, and analysis. Alright everyone, are you ready to dive into the most mysterious musical theories of the Poppy Playtime universe? Then let's get started. Perfect. So let's start with a very interesting detail that goes back to last October. At that time, Mob Entertainment published an official post looking for new singers to be involved in a musical project connected to Poppy Playtime. I had already talked about it in the past, but today we can finally connect it to some fresh information that we have recently discovered. In the post, they specifically mentioned 3 different types of voices: a male tenor, a female soprano, and even a child singer. And since in Poppy Playtime the songs and jingles are never random, it's natural to think that 3 different voices could correspond to 3 different jingles, probably associated with 3 main characters of Chapter 5. We had already seen this number 3 yesterday, when we talked about the approval of 3 character names by the Trademark Office. These names had already been filed in the past, but now they have been approved for publishing. This means that Mob is ready to make them official to the public, and that very likely these characters will appear in the new chapter. And among the 3, the one we know the most is definitely Lily Lovebraids, who was revealed just recently. In fact, she was presented in the last cinematic trailer, and she is a female character, so the female sopranos could sing a jingle dedicated to her. So the question is obvious. If we have 3 singers requested by Mob and 3 characters ready to be officially revealed, isn't it possible that everything is perfectly connected? 3 mascots and 3 jingles that could reveal important parts of the story in the final chapter of the saga. We will also analyze who the other 2 mysterious characters could be, and why Mob may have chosen them to accompany the big finale of Poppy Playtime. Now let's take a closer look at these 3 characters and how they could connect to the 3 types of singers that Mob Entertainment is searching for. The approved names we already know are Lily Lovebraids, Chum Chompkins, and Globy. 3 mysterious characters that could soon become the stars of the new jingles in Chapter 5. Let's start with Lily Lovebraids. She's the only one we have actually seen so far, because she appeared in the official trailer for Chapter 4, right at the end. We still haven't seen her full appearance, but the trailer showed us her legs and that incredibly long braid dropping to the floor like a snake made of hair. What role will she play? Will she be a friend or another antagonist? Considering the fact that Mob is specifically searching for a female soprano, the connection seems almost obvious. There could be a jingle dedicated to her, but it doesn't end there. There are 2 more mysterious characters waiting to be revealed: Chum Chompkins and Globy. And that's where the other 2 voices come into play: the male tenor and the child singer. If each voice is meant for a specific character, then we could guess that one of these 2 might be a more adult or imposing male mascot, while the other one could have more childlike characteristics, almost like a toy kid mascot. It's a very exciting theory because it could mean that these characters are not minor side roles at all, but major mascots with important roles in the story and a full musical theme each. Right now, we still don't know which one between Chum Chompkins and Globy would match the tenor voice and which one would match the child singer's jingle. They are both still shrouded in mystery. But if Mob is already preparing their voices, it means we will definitely hear these characters sing. And this already tells us so much about who they might be, what kind of personalities they could have, and how important they will become. If the jingles are really returning in Chapter 5, then we should expect that one of them will be a smaller mascot with a childlike appearance, perfectly matched to that child singer they're looking for. Now, let's see some considerations. As we all know, in every chapter of Poppy Playtime, when we start a new game from the beginning, we always see an introductory VHS that features a jingle dedicated to a specific mascot. And that jingle always introduces the main mascot of the chapter, starting from Chapter 2. This has become a constant rule. There is always only one main mascot and only one jingle in the opening VHS. In Chapter 2 it was Mommy Longlegs. In Chapter 3 the jingle was about smiling critters, and smiling critters included Catnap. And in Chapter 4 the central mascot was Doughy the Dough-Man. Even though Chapter 4 had 4 different jingles, only Doughy's song appeared in the intro VHS. And that's for a very simple reason. Doughy was the main mascot of the chapter. The other jingles were there to enrich the world and atmosphere. So, if our theory is correct, and if Lily Lovebraid's Globey and Chum Chompkins will each have their own jingle in Chapter 5, then that means only one of them will appear in the opening video. And that is never a random choice. That character will be the main mascot of the entire chapter. We're not just talking about 3 new characters, but about a race to become the true icon of the final chapter. Among Lily, Globey, and Chum Chompkins, who will take the most important role in the story? Who will the mob entertainment choose as the new terrifying face of the franchise? And this is why the jingle theory becomes so crucial. The jingle chosen for the intro VHS will immediately reveal who the main villain or mascot of Chapter 5 will be. We are probably looking at the very first hints of a narrative choice that the mob has already made. And while we have fun building theories, they likely already know exactly who will be the most terrifying mascot of the final chapter. And now the question is this: if the theory is correct, who among Lily Lovebraid's Globey and Chum Chompkins will become the true main mascot of Chapter 5? Now I want to make another consideration that could completely change the way we look at Chapter 5. If this chapter is really the final one of the saga, then we have to think that even the opening film, the one with the jingle, could have a much deeper meaning than what we've seen so far. In the other chapters, the VHS mainly served to introduce the main mascot. But if Chapter 5 will close the story, then Mob could decide to use that footage to reveal even darker details about the factory, the creatures, and everything happening behind the scenes at Playtime Co. Imagine an opening film that doesn't just show Lily Lovebraid's, Globey, or Chum Chompkins with their jingle, but actually leaves us hidden clues, mysterious symbols, and hints that connect all the previous chapters together. It could be something so subtle and unsettling that it almost goes unnoticed at first glance, but actually contains crucial revelations about the story and the fate of the characters. After the jingle footage, there could be foreshadow events, reveal connections between the mascots, and even suggest the true origin of Poppy or the other creatures. In short, a concentrated set of hidden details to analyze carefully. Thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.